That was one hell of an episode. Greetings, geeks and geek worlds. It is me. I am back for Legends of Tomorrow. Oh boy, this was a good up. Whoa, but I got Arrow that I want to watch, and also currently uploading another video, Supergirl. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. So I'm going to try to keep this quick. Then again, every time I say that, I end up going for like 15 minutes. But let's hope that that's not the case this time. Knock on wood. Anywho, so spoiler alert. I'm going to go into spoilers talking about the episode right now. So if you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. Then come back and tell me what you see in the comments down below. So... 3 plots this episode. 3 plots. Let's talk about the main plot with the main team. And that is Sarah, Mick, Charlie, and Natari, which, even though we don't like it, is still a thing. And just quick side note, oddly enough, I don't like them as a couple, but I will admit that they have had several cute moments together. But overall, I just don't like them together. And it's not just because I am a Zarly fan. So, anywho. Their subplot is the fact that they're reeling from the fact that Neron is gone and kidnapped John. John, not Jean. And so they find him in the Arctic. Like the Arctic during Ice Age times. And Old Man Mac comes back. If you can hear that, sorry, that's my Mac. And it's loud arse fan. But anyway, back to the story. They are wondering whether or not to shoot on Ray when they see him in the Arctic. And Mick gives the go-ahead. And it backfires. This was all Neron's plan, and covers them in an avalanche that won't be unthawed for like 100,000 years. Well, 10,000 years, but still. They start fighting over what to do. Apparently they pull out extra coats that Snart had, so everyone's wearing a Snart coat. Good on you for reusing props and giving the fans a nice little fun nod to the fact that Leonard Snart had multiple of the same coat. But they're fighting. Natari actually get together, and the Dragon Egg watches apparently because they're trying to heat it up. They even hint at Zari being pregnant, which Natari having a baby I'm not completely for. Like I said, not just because I'm a Zarly fan, but could be happening, so meh. They realized that they need to work together, and like if they're gonna go down, they're gonna go down happy. filled with the spirit of rage. And I don't mean like rage as in anger. I mean rage as in Charlie's nickname for Ray, because that's what he called himself when meeting her for the first time. When she was in her old body, which she was in her old form. Which I love the Charlie Ray friendship. It's like that whole opposites attract type thing, but for friends. Which is really cool. And I love that she's the one who brings them back and gets the spirit of rage back into the team. They even start playing that Legends Against Humanity type game. And come to find out, if you guys don't know, that was actually a fan gift that someone made and gave to them at a convention, and they actually like worked it into the show. That's cool. Love it when shows do that type of thing. But yeah, so they are bonding, and then they find out that actually Old Man Mac is back. Actually, warming up the ship and keeping them warm has loosened them in the ice, so that now they could probably like shoot through and save themselves. And so that's what they do to go find Charlie and John. And I know thematically it would be better for me to just go into their story, but I want to save their story for last. We got to go into the story of Mona, Ava, Nora, and Evil Gary. So Evil Gary has a conversation with Ava, and so Ava decides, hey, we're going to do performance reviews. And then everyone talks about Gary Green is all the man that we need. And they start getting zombified by that. And so Mona figures out what's going on. Figures out that Gary's hypnotized everyone. She gets Nora involved, but then Nora gets hypnotized herself. And in the end, it's Wolfie who saves the day. And I love it though, because Wolfie grabs hypnotized Ava and Nora and just bangs their heads together. And that wakes both of them up. And they all collectively realize that it's Gary's nipple that is evil and is corrupting him. So Wolfie just takes off the nipple. So Gary has one nipple again. And is good. Kinda good again. Because then bad guys come in and save him, and we end the episode with Ava going on the Wave Rider to go warn the team, and Nora going to save Mona, because we don't leave a team member behind. I love that Nora is so good and so part of the team now. Anywho, last story of John and Neuron. They're back in time, like when John's ancestor, like way back, like Celtic times, was trying to convince people that monsters are evil, and he uses their fear to like jumpstart the whole humans fearing creatures type thing. And John tries to convince his ancestor to not do it. He just considers him a face stealer, like We all know that he would. And then John uses his ancestors' magic against him, gains the magical sword. Then Neuron comes in and says, hey, I got a few tricks up my sleeve. He's got a magical sword. They start fighting. Then the legends come. And then John's like, the bloody team, they saved themselves. I cannot believe it. And then he's like, he has an idea and he's like, I know how to save Ray. I've got one last move. And then the team, he says, I'll be back with Ray. To quote Doctor Who, he's just going the long way around. And then John, leans back and falls into hell. Literal hell. But if anyone can go hell and back, literally, and save someone in hell in the process, it would be John. And I wouldn't be surprised if he also brought back Astra, because they're tying up all of John's subplots, and that is the last big one. So I'd love to see John come in on the finale. Hey, I saved Ray and Astra. But meanwhile, they also have to deal with Tabitha, because with the portal open, Tabitha comes through. And who is Tabitha? The wicked stepmother. The fairy godmother. Wrong Disney Channel character. The fairy godmother from episode 2 is Tabitha. The love of Neuron. So, she then goes and saves Gary. Together. And that is going to be interesting, especially because next week it looks like Ray is going to be evil. Neuron in Ray is going to be evil Steve Jobs. And they also talked about Tabitha getting a new, younger vessel. So that'll be interesting. But anywho, thank you guys for watching. Next time you see me, might be tomorrow as of filming this. Tuesday. I've got my eye on this sci-fi show, but I don't want to promise anything because I don't know anything about it. And it doesn't really have an established fan base. So if it's shite, I'm just not going to cover it, but I might cover it. If not, then I will be covering the penultimate episode of Riverdale. Till next time, and beyond. I think they bought it. These fools actually think that I'm that nerd. They've got another thing coming.